Sam,
Yeah.
you've seen that whole joke with like Bloody Mary. You know, you go to a mirror and it's dark, and you're like Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, and then like some bloody ghost.
Wah! Stop.
Yeah, I'ma just pull back, go stand at the corner, start waxing my meat off.
Have you watched The Ring?
No, I haven't.
Oh man. Okay, there's a parody of it. But The Ring, basically, it's some girl with long hair. She creeps out of your TV and then she kills you. You could probably do the same to her, freak her out. She'd start looking under her robes, looking for the script. I didn't see masturbation in the script. What the hell is going on here? Stop it!
I know for a fact that I don't think there's anything. I don't think there's any guy that's usually okay like watching someone else masturbate. Like most people aren't okay with watching guys masturbate. Just the same
I
way
wouldn't.
dick pics aren't necessarily okay with a lot of, people. But anyways, we have a podcast to do. Let's hit it.
Badum. Ayo.
Welcome to Break Time on Westside, your number one break time podcast, coming to you from Nairobi, Kenya. The man on the mic is your man with the mostest. The man who's been doing this podcast for, ever since it started. The man that's always been the man. The one and only, Sir
Father
Denver
Abraham himself.
Shut the Sir Denver B. And the man that happens to be cutting in while I'm busy giving myself a sexy ass intro is the man himself, Njuguna Makau,
Yes, sir.
aka the shit extraordinaire.
Yes, sir.
To be very honest, he's the one that gave himself that name. I have nothing to do with it.
Shit talker extraordinaire. I just interrupted yourself wanking on the mic, which is, kind of weird. You're the type, do you call out your name during sex? Oh, Denver, you're so good. Denver, you're brilliant.
I'd like to think. I honestly should. My ego is big enough that I can do that. The only thing is, I'd rather they call me like other things. I'm so used to hearing Denver or my other names, and it's like, call me something else. So if you hear like a daddy somewhere, you're like, yes.
Okay, is it daddy or Zadzi? I'd rather be called Zadzi. Daddy is a bit weird, though.
Yeah. I'd rather be called Zadzi as well. Actually, to be
that,
quite honest.
It needs that Z in there.
Actually,
so that I don't have to pay for all your bills as well, because I'm not your dad, I'm
True.
Zadzi, not daddy.
True. But at the same time, I've actually never really been a fan of being called Zadzi or Papi or
I like Papi.
Yeah, Papi sounds really sexy.
Like, hola, Papi. Like,
Papi sounds really
I'm
sexy.
Here.
But like, I don't know. The people that jazz me though are the people that are like anti-women. Because I know that like over the whole feminism and like this whole thing with guys and trying to be better people, the internet kind of sprung up like two different factions of people. So there's like red pill guys. Those are more realist. They want to be realistic about a lot of things. And then there's these people called men going their own way.
MGTOW.
Me go the
MGTOW.
Me go so way. No.
MGTOW.
Yeah, MGTOW.
Yeah.
It's actually MGTOW. That's the abbreviation. Like that's what they call it. And I don't know, like those guys are some of the most interesting people I've ever seen, or at least I've ever heard of. Because it was this whole thing of, we're unable to get babes. We're having a problem with babes. Now we don't like babes. You know what? Fuck babes in the entirety.
They're pretty close to incels in that aspect. All right. Anyway, as I was saying, these incels, involuntary celibates, they because of dry spell that has gone on for way too long, and they have zero game. They pull back and they be like, no, women are bad, women are... So they have all these complaints, which some of them are valid, but at the same time, if you listen to them very closely...
it's like a cry for help.
It is a cry for help because they're very, very, very lonely. Very lonely. Problem is, they're shit-talking women. And you see, you can't shit-talk the thing that you want to get.
Isn't that what like the Men Are Trash movement usually does?
Oh, I see what you did there.
I'm just saying.
I see what
I'm
you
just
did
saying.
there.
I'm just saying. But like MGTOW people, I don't know if I can call them, like, they saw the problem, and just as most people are supposed to do, you're supposed to handle a problem, find a solution. The solution wasn't going back and, trying to make shit better or improve one thing or another. It's like, you know what, screw women, fuck it, I'm moving ahead.
I out.
And that's, the whole thing with men going their own way. Like, they went their own way.
I kind of support it. To be honest, I hate when people say or when people make it seem that we are all supposed to be the same. There are men who will not want relationships.
True.
There are women who will not want relationships, and that is fine, and that's okay. So the guys who are in MGTOW, the men who are going their own way, and by the it can get pretty extreme. I think level 4 is where they really stay away from even technology completely. They abstain from like society and technology, so they become like hermits. So they go live in like a forest or something.
That's taking your way just in the wrong way. Like, I don't get it.
Probably pack a lot of Vaseline.
Yeah.
Because how else are you going to get off other than yourself?
Well, gazelles, antelopes. Now, here's my biggest issue with like the MGTOW people. Like, they took their problem, and instead of going through it, they went around it. So it was like, our problem is women. Our problem is the fact that women have done A, B, C, D. But instead of like confronting the issue like head on, they did this thing where they went ahead and they were like, you know what? We don't need women. Screw women. There's other alternatives. Technology right now, especially the ones that we're busy talking about, technology right now means that you don't necessarily need a woman. You can get a sex doll. And I'm like, no difference is...
Facts.
All right, yes, facts. But look at it this way. You can go get a sex doll, but will it ever really replace a woman?
Depends on your need for the woman.
That could
Doesn't
be...
it?
Yeah, that could be true.
Because if I'm a scientist and I spend 90% of my time locked indoors and I'm really focused on my career, what do I need a woman for? Get a sex doll, twanga hiyo kitu in the bedroom bwana. Make sure it knows all your names proper.
All right, there's something with just... All right, there's something special about uncertainty and the uncertainty of human behavior that does sort of like... How would I say? I can't say... It can't be replicated. Let me say it like that. It can't be replicated.
The human touch can't be replicated by machine.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you were to do that, then it would mean that in an ideal situation, you can go and replace someone's parents with robots that have their exact patterns and behaviors.
We are going there. I mean, we're just a few years off.
I ain't ready for that shit.
Oh, my goodness. Some good news.
Mm-hmm.
SpaceX and NASA collaboratively sent 2 astronauts to space. The first time in 10 years, that is in the US.
So in other words, they put them in something that's shaped like a dildo.
Yep.
And then sent them up there. Well, now this is how you know that dick is inevitable, whether you like it or not. Lesbian or straight.
You brought up a really good point. And kill me for this, for saying it, shit talker extraordinaire, but you said everyone uses dick. And I agree, everyone uses dick.
Yeah, I have said that before.
Everyone uses dick. Lesbians, you use phalluses, or rather phallus-shaped objects.
They use plastic dick
to simulate dick, and that's a plastic dick. I don't know. Is there another way to explain it? It is.
It's
dick,
still
right?
dick, right? It is still dick.
Yeah. So dick still runs things. You just might not prefer to have it on a human being.
Yeah, strap on or some shit.
It works.
Right, anyways, that aside, I genuinely don't know how this went from like us talking about MGTOW to SpaceX to dicks.
Back to
dick talk.
MGTOW. They have some valid points. And when men talk of inequality, if you have been around women and if you've been around men and you've seen how women can easily take advantage of how society perceives women.
Yeah.
To give her an advantage over men, and sometimes it's really detrimental. We talk about men killing women, but we also don't talk about how women are killing men. They may not kill men violently, but true. The stories of men being killed in counties in Kenya is plenty, where they put cement in food, and you eat that. So you die slowly because the cement is poisoning you. You get so
wow.
We have a very biased, one-sided story that women are using, and it's okay to have both sides.
All right, with that argument, you can I can get where MGTOW are coming from, and by all means, I support that bit of the argument. You know, like we need to share our thing. You know, we need to go in our way and share our stories, and be open to the fact that, you know, we are also a pretty good species. We're not all trash and blah blah blah. My problem is, at some point, like when it got to the point where people were like, you know what, we don't need women, let's replace them. That's where my issue came in.
No, I will no.
Like,
no, we need women. No.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, I love vagina too much for that.
Bro, dry spell is killing us out here.
Like, you can try get like your left or your right hand. I don't know which one you use, or maybe both.
Things interesting.
But I've never bothered with that shit.
Well, I saw it in a series, so yeah.
But either way, I wouldn't substitute. All right, fine. It's like a short-term solution for a long-term problem.
Well, you can, because to be honest, if your need for a woman is just to get off, you can easily just buy a pocket pussy and survive.
Still won't replace a woman, because there's more to it. It's just the same way you'll sort of ask yourself, if I took, like, say, a Drake song and I removed Drake and I put someone that has similar vocals, will that make that song any better? Like, there's just something. All right, fine, I'm not doing this to like root for Drake or anything, but the entire idea of it is, even though you are to take the bits that make everything really good, it doesn't replace the entire thing, because the entire thing is what makes it really good and bad at the same time. Because fine, yes, let's picture you've gotten a babe and y'all are smashing. So there's the bit where she's like, should I really give you a head? And this like becomes a back and forth. There's a make out bits. You're not gonna make out with pocket pussy. You're not gonna eat out pocket pussy so that it feels good. Let's be honest. It's just that.
I agree with you.
It's not feeling shit.
It will not moan when you give it amazing CJ.
Exactly.
But
also when you hit it, it's not like it's gonna moan.
They could add sounds. I mean,
yeah, but it's like pre-programmed, and it's like on the 40th second of hitting it, or like if it increases from like
I just like
20 to 40 kph, then maybe you'll just have an over there.
Battery Kisha, you will hear the moan be like because the battery is dying. But
wait, before you continue, imagine if like you're doing it and the battery is dying and then you're about to climax and you hear power off. Shit.
That it's like it's like when women tell you please don't come.
That's hard.
Why do you say that? Why do you
it's
say
fucking
that?
hard.
Why do you the moment you say please don't come, the body hears please come.
We usually ignore the don't part.
It's just shaking, just everywhere.
Although if you probably told me that beforehand and I'm like, all right, I won't do it, even though I want to, I'll make sure I don't.
Before we start.
Yeah.
But during
No, when you're about to nut and she says that, that's when it's just like oof. Now what the fuck do you do, shorty?
Why did you have to say that? But when we're talking about, just going back to MGTOW, as we're probably winding up this topic.
Yeah.
They do have legitimate complaints. If you look at the family court systems, it is incredibly biased towards the woman. Like the guy who was in the news a few weeks back in Kenya. Yeah. The wife left him with 3 kids, and 1 kid was still breastfeeding. The wife left him with 3 kids and went away. A year later, woman shows up and claims the children, and the court gives her the, what do we call it? The rights to have the children? Custody.
Yeah.
The court gives her custody. The kids refuse to leave the dad.
Oh yeah, it was that thing where like the kid was like fighting to make sure they stay with like the dad and everything, and it was in court and like the kid was crying.
This, for a fact, this is a fact. Dads are shit scared of their sons being too close to their mom.
True.
Because they feel like they're being cut off. And it's not once that I have seen women shit talk the fathers of children just so that they can mess the relationship between the child and the father. Men go through that.
I actually do know that. Like I've heard of that from even like a super personal standpoint, like from like close to my family and all. But anyways, as far as that goes, should MGTOW exist? Well, bits of it. The way I think about it, if MGTOW was a body, I'd probably choose like the pocket per se, because you just have to pick the best sides of it and then ignore some of them extreme bits of shit, like, you know, replacing you with a sex doll. Which is almost ironic that I'm using the whole pocket pussy analogy.
Yeah, and I completely agree with you. We definitely, the relationship between men and women is not let me call it stable.
Yes,
we are still trying to figure out the balance, because another thing that people don't realize is that our great grandparents and our great grandparents had their relationships had very different dynamics.
Yeah.
For our parents, their relationships also have very different dynamics from their grandparents.
Yeah.
Now, for us, people who have technology, people who have Instagram, Twitter, Tinder, TikTok, Cupid, all these social media platforms and dating platforms that we have,
that you happen to be a part of,
it is what it is. Us having that makes us experience relationships in a completely different light.
Exactly. Anyways, we want to know what your thoughts are on the whole thing. Make sure you leave a comment below if you're listening. Well, if you're watching us on video. If you are listening to us on audio, then head out to the IG handle at Breaktime on Westside. I'll have somewhere where it's like the episode or some shit, and you can leave your comment there. Comments, feedback, questions, you can send them. You can slide even into our DMs. We usually reply. From me, Sir Denver B.
And me, Njuguna Makau.
We shall see you on the next break.
Hala.